I'm just happy to be here and join the Attorney General today and those assembled here today. We're very fortunate here in Pickaway County. Since I became sheriff in 1965, I've had John Sanders and his group on board as my underwater recovery team. John's, I think, a host out here today. Several of these people are deputized by my office. He's the first person we call whenever we have anything that we need as far as underwater recovery. This is something that the Attorney General, as a former Greene County prosecutor, all the way up the line to where he's at today, has always been for the benefit of what's best for law enforcement. And BCI, under the directorship of Tom Stickgraft, has come second to none. And these people are great people. Steve Schumaker with the Organized Crime Commission, I serve on that with him. These are great people, a great team, and I'm very happy to see the Attorney General and Mr. Schumaker and Tom Stickgraft to be able to get this thing up and going. They're going to be able to help ours because our people have been around for a while, but they're certainly able to help in a way that is necessary for us and local law enforcement, whether it be the police department, whether it be the sheriff's office or what. Just another shining example of Mike DeWine, our Attorney General, and what he wants to do for law enforcement. Thank you.
Thanks, Dwight. Any questions?
Sheriff, what did you do before this team was formed as far as investigating crimes with underwater evidence?
My underwater team, when I came in office in 1965, almost 48 years ago, I deputized John Sanders. There's Randy Beck, he's one of my deputies, certified deputies. These are the people that we've called upon at that time, called upon yet today if we need anything. And they've done a great job for us, but the thing of it is, this is going to be something added that the BCI is going to be able to back us up scientifically and everything like that. So it's a great venture for us and law enforcement, especially at the local level.
Let me just add, you know, Dwight is way ahead of the curve, as always. We serve with this dive team 88 counties. So we will be serving whatever county will call us, just as if there's a murder or there's a rape, there's a serious crime, we respond to that crime scene. We don't care where it is. Same way with this dive team. Now we will be able to complement what we do for the normal crime scene, to extend that if there's something underwater, or we think there might be something underwater, which is many times the situation. You just don't know, but the trail may lead you and you think, well, gee, we need to check this river out, or we need to check this pond out, and this will give us the ability to do it.
How many people will you have on staff that will be able to?
Steve Schumaker, who is actually a diver. Step up here so they can hear you.
There are 8 divers that are assigned to the team. 3 of those individuals are BCI crime scene agents. 1 individual is a BCI tech ops individual, which means that he's an electronics expert, and one of the things that we're going to be doing today is testing some sonar unit that we believe may be the best. We have also several other BCI individuals, and an individual that is extremely important from EPA, Pat Willoughby. Pat is an expert in water contamination. He's an EPA inspector. He's actually a salvage expert who served with Mel Fisher on the Atocha project. Also in the team, I'm on the team, and I bring almost 33 years of homicide trial experience, to the team. So we have a very unique blend, and what we are is an extension of the crime scene unit of BCI. We also, I would add, one of the things that we hope to do with this team is with our crime lab at BCI, we'll be able to bring scientists directly to the shoreline with us. So when evidence is coming out, if there's an advantage to having tests done immediately, and in some cases of underwater evidence, that can be very advantageous, we hope to leverage the entire resources of BCI to make this team something very special and something that can add to the law enforcement capability in Ohio.
And you can dive in quarries and rivers and Lake Erie, anywhere?
Yes. I mean, in fact, much of the water that we will be diving in will be what we refer to as black water. In other words, we won't be able to see a thing. That's why we hope to be relying on sonar. And actually, we trained here with John Sanders, and in the back, the very back quarry is completely black water. And in fact, the sheriff was there, and he watched us all submerge into that and try to find some items. And so this will not be recreational diving. This would be rather blind, current-driven, hazardous diving in many situations. This will perhaps, in the quarry here today, be one of the more benign dives that we ever make.
Is there a well-publicized case that comes to mind recently where this new team could have been useful?
Well, I can only tell you as a prosecutor, I was with the Clark County Prosecutor's Office for over 34 years, and we had a large number of cases where weapons disappeared into waterways. And criminals like to dispose of evidence in water. They believe that you can't recover evidence even if we do find it, and they don't believe that we'll find it. I can't give you a specific case. I did get a number of requests, 2 requests from sheriffs last year that wanted a dive team. One of the things I do have to make the distinction on, we're not a rescue team. We are not a team that will be going out and going in for drownings and things like that. We are an extension of the crime scene unit. We will be looking specifically for evidence of crime, so we're very specialized.
And I think having this blend of people who are part of this dive team makes it unique. It's unique really in the state. And I think what Steve said is absolutely right. You know, we have a lot of great dive teams around the state. A lot of people do a lot of great things. What's unique is our focus is on forensics. Our focus is the same as what it is when we respond to any crime scene, and that is solving the crime. So when we go out there, that's what we're doing.
Steve, could you say your last name, please?
Schumaker, that's C-H-U-M-A-K-E-R.
And your title again?
I'm the Deputy Attorney General for Law Enforcement.
Anybody else?
Steve, when your agents aren't in the water, what are they going to be doing?
Well, these agents are all assigned to other duties. Obviously, Mr. Willoughby with EPA is an inspector, so he's got his caseload of cases from the EPA that he also already works with our BCI agents that are embedded in our environmental section. 3 of the individuals are crime scene agents. You see their trucks. They're out on crime scenes every day. Tech ops, those folks are helping law enforcement all around the state with any technical needs. We have a drug undercover officer on, and we have another individual. So they all have their duties. This team will assemble when there's a specific request, a specific mission, and then obviously they're going to be out of service on their other duties for a short period of time. But there's been no additional personnel that's been hired to do this. We're just going to make it work.
Michael, what kind of cost
Well, there's always cost. Nothing's free. I think the key is what Steve said. We're not hiring anybody new. EPA is not hiring anybody new. So we're taking it from the resources that we have. But I'm sure you would have to, an accountant would attribute a cost to it. If they go out and they spend X number of hours, obviously there's a cost to it. There's no additional cost. I think the one cost will be, we're testing this piece of equipment right now that you're going to see out there. If that is purchased, that will be a capital cost. Of course, then we would have it for a long, long time. We're testing it today, and but we think it's a pretty interesting piece of equipment, and we'll make that evaluation after today.
One of the things to understand about this equipment, traditionally dive teams send divers in the water with rope patterns and other techniques to try to find evidence. We're hoping with the sonar that basically we'll be able to electronically locate the evidence, and then we just have to direct the divers to it, which will mean far less time in the water for the divers. In theory, if everything works the way we hope it will work, a far more thorough job of being able to search, and it would be greatly increase our capacity. From what I can understand, I think there are 3 of these units in the state. The reason why we went to test this unit, this is what the FBI technical dive team uses. This particular unit, in addition to some other side scan sonars. I was at Quantico earlier this year on some laboratory issues, and I got a chance to talk to folks from the FBI, get their equipment list, so to speak. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel, but we are going to be testing a number of different items of equipment to see what will work best in Ohio's waters.
How much does this piece of equipment cost? Any idea?
Anybody know?
We hope to negotiate it.
Yes,
we want a very good deal.
so.
We don't want to give that out. We've heard. I mean, there's different packages that can go.
What's the range? Just give them the range.
It can go up to about $50,000. There's a lot of them that with different packages are not that much. We're going to see. First of all, we've got to see whether it'll do the job. And the thing that we're very, very interested in today is we know a great deal of what we'll be called to do is to locate firearms in the water. And we want to see whether this sonar is capable of finding firearms in the water. We know that we can find vehicles with it, We know that we can find, it's very good at finding drowning victims, larger objects. What we want to try to see today is how valuable will this piece of equipment be to recovering firearms and other small pieces of evidence. And then we've got to make the determination as whether the cost is justified.
And the other advantage of this piece of equipment is frankly diversity. This is not, as Steve said, this is not your recreational dive in clear water that with all the little fish swimming around, looking at them and having a good time. This is it's dark, and we want to protect our people who are going in.